Good morning, it's Easter Monday and here we are again. Crack of dawn. I don't know if it's getting earlier or I need more coffee, but these days of ISO are getting weirder and longer. Thank you for all the good feedback so far on the lessons. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. A couple of queries. Look, there's no real lesson format. I just sort of go off the heart and hope that you can learn stuff or take something from what I'm showing. There's no semblance to order in it. I just, as long as people feel inspired and play bass, that's the main thing. What we're going to do today, I'm going to talk about improvising. I've had a few people say, like, how do I just pick up the bass and play it? I spend a lot of time doing it, but it's just the way I approach the thing. I've always been of the philosophy of try and play whatever my imagination is at the time, which means there's a whole lot of singing going in my head and a whole lot of storytelling. A good way to begin this approach is set yourself up with, we're going to do everything in the key of C. Set yourself up with a couple of chords, and then I'm going to explain it via what scales and modes I'm using as I'm going to go over the chords. So we'll just set it up first. So give yourself some chords, just simple, they're all just going to be 7 triple stops, so major 7 or minor 7 triple stops. So in the first mode, C is going to be like that: C, B, D, F, C, E, G, D, etc. Chord progression will be like this. Oh, that's a bit of a shitty loop. Let's go with it anyway. Can we make this work? Now putting a bass line underneath it. D, C. I like a little bit of verb to give myself some air. I'm going to start soloing in C Ionian to C major. I'll do it really linear first. You can't get much more basic than that, just straight up and down the scale. You can do a bit of variation. Doesn't change the fact that I'm just playing do, re, mi. The point is storytell with it. So let me give you an idea. There's two beings that are created here. One is going to question and one's going to answer. And we're going to use Ionian to pose the question. Then we're going to use the second mode, Dorian, to answer that question. Okay, so check this out. The scales are this. There's the first one. There's my second one, right? Okay, so the question. So here we go, question, answer. Question, answer. Question, answer. So just in a simple format like that, you can say, oh, what are the notes you're playing? That's your imagination. That's sitting there and just playing the scale and learning to sing these things. So that's the imagination factor of it. That's something that you've got to develop in your own way. But there's no reason why you can't sit down and play dot to dot with the scales and go, well, I've got an idea. Let's play a line. Oh, play a matching corresponding line. Now, if you checked out the lesson the other day where I talked about using things inside the arpeggio and things that aren't inside the arpeggio, the same rule applies to this pretty much. It's tension and release. For every element you add to a song musically, if you subtract that, you'll end up with I don't know if this is a true form of science, but it seems to work for me. Every time you add a note or an interval, you're creating a certain emotion going up. As you play them again or counteract these notes, you restore balance to it. A simple way is this, is just resolving something in a scale. Well, that's just hanging there, and now we're out, right? We're in the key of C. There's our resolve there. So no matter what I do and play, therefore, when you play a line, you want to take it, the passage to that interval that you end up all holding on is what creates the tension. So if I had the C line, here's my simple line, boom, want to deduct that. And there's our resolve for it. Same thing, do it in a minor. So if you can think of that's another way to construct melodies that are going to work, that more than just playing noncyclical scales, you have a purpose and some conviction to what you're playing. It doesn't matter if you play something shit or the wrong note, just believe in that note as you're delivering it and it'll kind of work. Well, you can't, there's a certain point where it won't work, but if you believe in it and you will it enough to happen, then the melody's going to sit. If you just sit there playing dot to dot on the scale, it's just going to sound like that. So going back to this passage again now, I'm going to use my modes. I'm going to go up and back. I'm going to treat it like a total science experiment here. So we're going to go up and down modes, so you can hear the way different modes feel over different chords. So we'll start first mode. Second mode. Third mode. I really like that. Alright, fourth mode, Lydian, F. Mixolydian. Aeolian. Locrian. Back to C Ionian. So, and that's just moving through the modes on the neck. So what will we do now? If we're going to create a formula, we're going to pose a question with one mode, answer it with another mode like we did before, and we're going to use this to make a practice exercise for all the modes in the key of C. So let's pose a question with Ionian, answer it with Dorian, with Phrygian, Lydian, like so. Question. visualize all my mode shapes across the neck in a simple kind of exercise. Now the chords I'm using for that were triple stop, C minor 7, triple stop, D minor 7, triple stop of E minor 7. The chord progression went C, D, C, E. You set up on a loop pedal. Yeah, that's pretty much the basis of it. So with your mode shapes, if you don't know those mode shapes, learn them. They're on the net. Just Google them, look them up. Yeah, that's essential pathway to learning things. You know, it's not you, down track. You won't even think about what you're doing. But to explain it as a starting point to get into this improvising and get into sort of knowing your scales and knowing what to play. It all comes down to imagination at the end of the day. The modes, scales, all that shit is just like getting the paint box and going, oh, red and blue and shit, whatever. It doesn't matter. Once you've got the bass on it, it's irrelevant that knowledge is there as a backup. It's not a go-to method. Even though I explained those scales and stuff from that perspective, but I would never think like that as I'm actually playing. I just sort of got off on some tangent. But yeah, anyway, that's it. So yeah, just go through that and enjoy. Cool. Have a great day. Play bass.